Hello, if you're watching this, I'm really excited that you actually came back to watch it, whether you are a friend, a family member, or somebody who just happened to find me on the internet. Hi, I'm glad you came back to watch this video. Doug. I know it's not you. So what we're going to be doing this time around for the second series of throwing 2 weddings under 3K is we're going to be making vases. And I should have gotten these beforehand, but whatever. Okay, so we're going to be taking glass jars, various glass jars that were used for condiments. This one actually looks like it could have been a salsa jar. Could have maybe had organic whipping cream, whatever, oat milk, I don't care. Anyway, point is we're gonna be taking these style of glass jars, and most of them are already cleaned off. You're gonna see what I did to clean them off and the fun hour-long process that actually was. And we're going to be making vases out of them that are going to go down the centerpiece that you see on tables. Since we're having a pretty small wedding here in New England and a small wedding in New Mexico, I'm not sure how many we're going to need. Not everybody has yet to RSVP, which is fine. We don't need you to do it yet. But we're just going to make as many as we can that look good. And we're going to be spray painting them white. Classic kind of white vase look to go with our very classic romantic, maybe boring wedding theme. And then we're going to be taking these flowers. These are, can't read it, Ling's Moment flowers. They're pretty realistic looking. They're meant to be realistic looking. They're foam. I'm gonna take one out and I'll go ahead and I'll just show you. Bloop. And so from a distance, I can see how it looks like a real rose. I found these from a really awesome Facebook Marketplace find, and it was incredible. This lady that I met had also recently gotten married this past October, and she was very excited to get rid of a whole bunch, and I was very excited to buy a whole bunch, especially because new, those flowers are $33 to $40 a box. So this saves a lot of time, a lot of money, because again, things are expensive. These jars came from Facebook Marketplace find. Many of them still had their sticky label residue left over, and we're going to be turning these into white vases or vases. However it is that you say it, I don't really care. And we're going to be making a nice concoction today that is supposed to help get this residue off of these nice, lovely jars. Here you see me really struggling to remember if I needed to use baking soda or baking powder, which I had to stop the video and check the TikTok for its advice, and it turned out to be the baking soda after all. It's going to be 1 tablespoon baking soda for every tablespoon of olive oil or any kind of oil that you happen to have on hand. Everybody online on Reddit said that olive oil was probably your best bet, and they called it, secret mustard sauce, which was actually kind of gross now in retrospect as I watch this and film my voice. But anyway, so you lather the jar. There's not really much to try to rub into since it's a glass surface, but you just try to get a smooth covering everywhere and put it to the side. I put mine to the side on some, those are not paper towels, cloths, rags, dishcloths, whatever it is that you want to call it. So we went ahead and did that so it wouldn't hurt my lovely kitchen island top. I was actually quite surprised by the amount of baking soda and olive oil I had to use. This was me making my second batch of 3 tablespoons of baking soda and 3 tablespoons of olive oil, and mixing it together again into that paste that's supposed to help remove that sticky residue so we can have a nice smooth surface whenever we go ahead and we spray paint these later. It was about at this point when Sir Baby Kitty thought that he would test out this lovely special mustard sauce himself. What are you doing? No! 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 All the jars are finished. They are sitting in their lovely, decadent olive oil and baking soda blend. No, you're guarding. Such a nice face, babe. Such a nice face. After sitting in the goop for a couple hours, it was time to wash off the glass jars and see how well this baking soda olive oil did the trick. What I went ahead and did, as you can see, is I'm just washing it with some soap. I now, in retrospect, as I watch this, think that I probably should have used some Dawn dish soap, but we did not have Dawn dish soap in that tub. I think only in that black soap dispenser, I think we had Meyer's dish soap, so might be something to consider since Dawn is pretty excellent at fighting oil and all that fun stuff. But it took some working to get some of this off. It took scrubbing with the sponge, it took scrubbing with the brush, and it was really frustrating to get some of those pieces of paper and glue residue off of these lovely glass jars that I so badly want to make beautiful vases. And at that point I left and I got a plastic slider. As you're gonna see, I use this slider for woodworking in terms of staining my live edge desks and tables that I make, and that's a really great tool for moving some of the oil around. So I decided I would just use it here to just scrape off some of that residue, and it actually worked quite a bit better than scrubbing it with the wet sponge and the wet brush. And that seems to have done the trick, or at least most of the trick. And this is the point when I decided that I was actually going to stop because my dishwasher was using all my hot water and I had none. Bacon! Bacon boy! Be quiet. Bacon boy. Huh? I'll give you a little piece. I promise. I'll give you a little piece too. Even though it is springy outside, it is good in New England, as I have learned living here, to just bring a light coat just in case it just suddenly drops to 22 degrees from 50. It happens. We are arriving to Lowe's, my favorite store. I'm literally, raise up my windows, I'm literally like 5 minutes away, if people are not driving 15 miles an hour, from Lowe's, which is wonderful. Oh, if I won a Lowe's gift card, I'd probably spend it all immediately. They're hiring. Look at that chair. Oh my God, I love it so much. That is so cute. I mean, like, it's obviously meant as outdoor furniture, but I would absolutely have it in my home. I'm gonna sit in it. Oh, that is nice. Oh, I like it so much. This splendid study spot. You know, for your outside, for what else for? For your outside, for my little sitting area. I actually like this a lot. How much is this? Going back to the paint. Ooh, the beiges. But we are going to be getting a spray paint.
Shopping for the paint was fun. It was a little tricky because there was an overwhelming amount of satin paint and there was only one selection of matte white paint, which was what I was looking for a bit of a more modern look.
So the one I ended up getting is this Krylon Fusion. It says 5 times stronger adhesion, which is awesome. No peel guarantee, fast drying, maximum rust protection, any surface, matte white. I was actually originally going to go with another brand that I can't remember off the top of my head that I've seen people use on Pinterest, other YouTube videos, but I couldn't find it. So, and I didn't want something satin. I didn't necessarily want something shiny. I wanted something more matte and more modern. So we're gonna go with this and see how well it works. And we're gonna go home and we're gonna try this on a couple of them. Hopefully it works. So let's do it. Today. Yeah, like that. That'll be good because this is not a theatrical production. This is a paint spraying background. Hey, Kyle.
Yeah.
Do you want to go through the jars and pick the ones that look most like vases? Or is it vases or vases?
I don't know, vase?
Vase? Vases? Vase? Vase?
I don't know.
Well, do you want to pick the ones that look most like that?
Yeah.
Okay, great. That would be wonderful. Ta-da! They're done. So, now we're just gonna take them outside and we're gonna go ahead and spray paint them. And, oh, do we wear a mask? I don't have a mask with a filtration thing. But we're gonna be outside. It's springtime, it's windy. We're gonna stand somewhat of a distance from this, so I guess I will just spray one and see how it goes. Oh, yeah, that's nice. Oh, yeah, that's nice. I put on a mask. If you do this, definitely put on a mask. It's pretty stinky. Spray or shake. It's not covering up that text that I was hoping it would, but one thing for sure about this project, it's stinky. It flies. It like bounces off the cardboard. Flies. No drip. There's a little bit of drippage here, but that's probably my fault. The other ones look fine so far. It does not look, if anything, the white kind of highlights these Best Buy dates. So keep that in mind.
After letting each jar dry for about 20 minutes outside, I did another coat and then a third coat of the paint, and there is some drippage. It didn't cover it all completely. This was our first time doing it, but I decided to get a little creative because of the results. Although we decided that we wanted to go with a milky white type of vintage look with the glass, because I didn't like the drippage and because I had this great string, I decided to use this string to create some texture around the bottle. And as you will see, lots of hot gluing and baby kitty later, how it came out. And it actually comes out pretty well. I think you'll be surprised as you get there. After running out of this thin twine, you'll see that I transitioned to a thicker twine. It still had a great effect and came out very well. So not only was this twine covering up some of the drippage and the spots where the paint didn't seem to land very well. Again, that's my fault. This was our first time doing this, so I'm going to cut myself some slack. It added texture to these bottles and just made them a little bit more interesting to look at. So the type of theme that it is creating, well, that's debatable. People might say rustic, people might say bohemian, but it does just add a bit more character to these bottles. Now, let's take a look at the reveal. They actually came out pretty well. I was worried there for a minute. Specifically worried there when there was drippage on the glass jars that we had spray painted white, but it actually came out pretty great with that little idea to take the string and just, you know, make it a little bit, I don't want to say rustic because it's not exactly burlap and lace, but maybe a little bit more bohemian in a sense, with this really great, really lovely twine. Switched to some thicker twine that I had here, and all I did was hot glue it together, and that helped a lot with the places that were not only a little bit uneven. I mean, I could have painted it again, but I didn't really want to because that stuff is really stinky. This works pretty well, and they came out really well. The white ones and the clear ones, although the clear ones weren't exactly in the plan. I wasn't planning on doing that. I did hot glue it together. Focus. I did hot glue these together when we were waiting for it to dry because I was self-conscious. So from the two Facebook Marketplace finds, we have this giant box that was full of jars. I had a couple of jars. I think I had like maybe 10 jars on my own, but that had over 20 glass jars from a free Facebook Marketplace find, so that was free. And let's see, the flowers, greenery in the bouquet from Ling's Moments, that came from a Facebook Marketplace find. And actually, since I'm here, I might as well just show you the other things that I got from that find. Let me stretch my back. Lace garters
which this might end up being used as something else. So we'll see. Like 30 of these little bubble things. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Getting tart with bubbles. Between the website, so far what we have so far for this wedding. The website for the wedding, free. By the way, I will be sending out those new invitations with the new address soon, and life will be good and you'll know where to go. Then we have the invitations, which I made. That was free, and that's great and that's awesome because e-invitations are such a godsend compared to printing something out on stock or ordering ordering invitations that you're gonna throw away anyway, that guests are gonna throw away. I can't tell you how many weddings it is that I've been invited to or save the dates that are gorgeous and beautiful, and I like to look at it, and I know it probably costs like $2 per invitation, but then I don't have it. Then I just get rid of it because nobody keeps those things, so it's a waste of money. The Goodwill lace finds, which I have not showed you yet, but I will show you sometime, I promise. But those pieces of lace that I was able to get 3 or 4 table runners out of once I cut them and sewed them, that was 30. The flowers find, flowers came with this. The thing that goes around the leg. Garter. That ended up being, that was a total of $43 on that Facebook Marketplace find, and the jars were free. Oh wait, I forgot, wait. Spray paint, $7. Spray paint was $7 from Lowe's. So far we've spent $80. I don't know if it's gonna work, and it's probably gonna look backwards for you anyway. I'm gonna put the phone down. So far, we spent $80 on this wedding, and we have quite a lot. 16 jars already made for centerpieces, and we can make about, honestly, another 15 more. So for having only spent $80 so far on this under 3K budget wedding, this is great. Let's see how much we have left to spend. So 3,000 minus 80, we've got, you're not gonna be able to see that because it's reversed. I need to remember that. We have $2,920 left to spend on these weddings. So this was really fun. I hope this was helpful to some people. For those who are on a very tight budget and want to make some beautiful centerpieces and don't want to spend, you know, $20 to $45 per centerpiece, that's insane. And we all know that if we went somewhere to get something even as simple as this professionally done, this might be like $12 to $15. And that's ridiculous when you can just make it yourself. You know, this is pretty good. This is pretty good. And the flowers really is what brings the beauty to it and makes it pop and look lovely. So in the next 2 weeks, what are we going to be doing? One of two things. Either I will order that corset lace backing and I will start my alterations on my A-line gown. So I'm a little intimidated by that, not because it's sewing. I have a sewing machine, I know how to sew. I'm intimidated by it just because it was a very expensive wedding dress. I mean, I didn't buy it full price, but I will go into the details of that later. So either we'll be adding that corset lace into the dress, or we might do something a little different. We might actually jump to making a video on helping Kyle finish up his first live edge desk that he's been making on his own. He ordered legs with a mounting plate that was just too wide for the wood. The wood is complex and natural and beautiful, and what we would be doing is just finishing up the staining, ordering the legs, putting the new legs on, buffing that stain into the wood. So we might go ahead and change it up just because it's something that he really wants to get done. And why not? I have a lot of skills that can be helpful to people too who want to make some great live edge furniture in their home. That's it. Thanks for watching. For friends and family, I hope this was fun and entertaining for you. For anybody who's not friends and family, I hope this was also fun and entertaining to you. it occurred to me that since this is going on YouTube and Instagram, if you like this video, if you like the content, if you are curious about how we're going to continue to put together 2 weddings under $3,000, one of them being a destination wedding, follow me on Instagram. You can subscribe wherever it is. The subscribe button is going to be down below. You can subscribe and get notifications of when the next video is going to be, probably in 2 weeks. Thank you for watching and have a good start to your week.